Good morning, everybody. I'm at Parcaut with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Daily. I have a ringing in my ear. Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah, I was calling you.
So, so I had some fun yesterday working on that stuff. You don't need to tell everybody.
Yeah,
but I think they need to change the thing.
time.
If you've had your license for a period of time, I guess it's 30 years, and if you're over 70, you don't have to do the continuing education stuff anymore.
Right. So
if you've had it for 30 years, why do you have to if you're younger?
Yeah, why do I have to be 70? I've had mine for 34. Next April will be 35 years, and guess what? I'm kind of close to 70, but not that close.
Right. It shouldn't matter. It should be just the period of time.
Yeah. At 70, I'll have mine for 40 years. Yeah.
Huh? When you're 70, yeah. But I heard about that before, but I never understood it because I got my license when I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And so it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, then what's the big deal if I'm at not that age? It should be just a period of time you had it, period. Because the worst part is there's nothing new.
No.
Except for maybe some contract stuff, but that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about agency and some other bullshit stuff, some woke initiatives that they're adding in.
Yeah, you got to do those, I think, once every 2 years.
Well, there's this new stuff you have to do, this whole new category.
Yeah, I know. When I renewed my license 2 years ago, and it was there, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, people are asking, why do you have to? Because I got set up under the DRE for the mortgage industry, not the other way.
Yeah.
Which I prefer this way because I can work many different things that other people can't do.
Right.
So if you have just the regular NMLS, you're stuck to only working for the corporate side of the industry, the finance license.
You know, you can't.
Whereas the DRE, you can do either, go back and forth to either companies. Anyway, let's move on.
What do we got? We got
all right. So
PCE today,
no? We have the only thing we have today was
what reported yesterday, but too late.
No, we have something for today.
Let me keep guessing.
No, let's not guess. Let's just keep going. Let's start with where we're at. So stocks are mixed today, and mortgage bonds are slightly higher of the day.
Yep.
And this is all because we've had really strong economic data for the month of September. But if you look at it, there are historically anomalies on the seasonal adjustments in the several reports that could be painting a rosier picture than what is really happening. Let me just get through this real little statement.
Go for it.
It's like my monologue. The ADP and BLS employment report saw some of the most generous seasonal adjustments in many years, which could be overstating the strength of the labor market.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday's retail sales reported looked strong at 0.4%, but it seasonally adjustment was the second biggest in a decade, using a historical average adjustment for September would have resulted in the report being slightly negative, saying that if they adjusted it properly, it should have been negative, not positive yesterday. We are not sure what is causing the reports to be seasonally adjusted differently than what they have been in the past.
Yeah,
Election?
I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
I only bring this up because, everything's appearing stronger than it probably really is.
Yeah.
And I looked at this just like we did with the California when they recalled nuisance. And the fact was, they said we had a $68 billion surplus. And then a week later, after the election, we had a negative $68 billion deficit.
Yeah, we forgot that number was really red.
Well, the real question is, they knew this before the election, but they're going to hold it until afterwards. That's just wrong.
It's because they don't mind lying.
So I'm not saying they're doing that. I'm just saying it is like, there's lies, damn lies, and then statistics, and I think that's what's going on right now.
And they're doing that.
All right. So yesterday report that we didn't talk about was the National Association of Housing Building Index. That's what you talked about. You were like, that's the one from yesterday. Bro. We have one from today also. So if you look at the October, which measures builder confidence, rose 2 points to 43, which is the first improvement we've seen in 6 months for builders. But if you look at the internals, current sales rose 2 points to 47, future expectations 4 points to 57, buyer traffic rose 2 points to 29. And you're going, what does that mean? The overall, so it's a 1 to 100, is the index.
Right.
If it's below 50, that means it's pessimistic. If it's above that, it says that things are starting to get better in future. If you look at it, so basically what we're saying is it's 47. It's not even 50 yet.
Right.
Or actually, the index itself is 43.
And it
we're
rose
not
2
50.
points.
Yeah. We need to get to 60 before builders start really building.
Yeah.
And at that point, they're going to go, we're no longer giving you $27,000 to buy this house and buy your rate down. You're
Right.
going to pay current market rate. We talked about earlier this week. Why are those companies doing that? It's to keep the economy, the building side going, keeping their people employed, because they know eventually there's going to be a ton of people looking to buy homes, and the value is going to go up, and they'll be able to raise those things $50,000 to $100,000 like they did back in 2004. Added, for each phase. Oh, that phase is now 25 gram difference, and that lot, because it's only 1,000 square feet larger, is now 500,000. I'm just kidding.
Can I ask a question?
I don't know.
Because
May I? You just did. You just did ask a question.
Okay. May I ask 2?
What?
Okay. Current sales rose 2 points to 47. Future expectation rose 4 points to 57.
Right. Oh, that's saying they're thinking in the future it's going to get better.
Yeah, but
if it's so bad, if it's so bad,
47, we would be at 51.
No, not so. The future expectation reading would have been at 53 last time.
Oh, got you.
Each one of these are separate things broken out, and each one rose differently. Buyer traffic was 27 points before. Prior to that, we've seen that went down to 23 before.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is now, besides the index came out at 43 overall index, right? But then in each side of that index, there's different little smaller ones, current sales, future expectation, buyer traffic, not connected to the 43.
Got it.
And then this is just saying, well, it's so bad now, it's got to get better in the future.
Well, can't go much lower.
Well, it could, but it shouldn't.
Well, we'd hope it won't.
Right. But that's all there's. So buyer traffic, that just means they've seen a little bit more traffic, but nothing what they're used to. If there was enough traffic, they would not be offering incentives to come buy new homes.
Yeah.
They'd be saying, take it or leave it.
Right.
Like they used to.
And this is a premium lot, so we're going to charge you a little bit more for that.
Oh, then when you sell in the future, you get it, right, too? No premium in the future just because you're in a cul-de-sac in the corner. It's all about square foot of the lot.
Very much so.
Corner lots are such more.
Your appreciation is going to be what you've done to that lot. Please don't be one of those peoples who buy a premium lot and then never landscape the back.
Well, they can't afford it.
Yeah, because they're paying everything to do just stay inside. They got new furniture and window coverings.
Well, that's the other thing if you don't realize it. And I was talking to some at Rotary yesterday, and I was explaining to people that when you buy a new home, you have to buy your solar or lease it. It's not included in the purchase price because you can't pay taxes on that stuff. And so it's not in there. Now, later on, if you sell the house and you have solar that you finance and you own it, that could then be just included because it's no value at that point.
The solar industry had a very good negotiator there saying, hey, we need to have solar in all the new homes.
Well, they did that. And that's what I said yesterday to the people is they're telling everybody they have to put it on their houses and they don't have a choice on it. At what point in the future, after all these houses have solar on it, will the government come in and eminent domain that solar panels and say,
we're going to use this for,
and they're going to say, oh, but it's my property. That's why I said eminent domain.
Right.
Yeah. They'll come up with a way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Housing starts and permits is what came out today. And that is the completions have. So housing starts, permits, and completions all declined in September. Shocking. Woo-hoo! On a year-over-year basis, completions are higher, but single family is up only modestly. Most of the completions are coming from multifamily, which is adding a supply of rentals.
Right.
But not helping the single family inventory front, which we know this. I know a ton of people building multifamily that then they're slammed with people getting in there right away, and it's filled up because people need a place to live. Looking forward, we're much seeing a slower multifamily permits and starts, which will eventually lead to higher rental supply, which is what they want.
Right.
Based on permits and starts numbers, supply does not appear to like it's going to be able to keep up with demographic demand, and inventory will remain tight until foreseeable future. Duh. And as rates decline and demand increases, it would be supportive of home values. No shit. Oh yeah, that's not radio.
Well, and on the rental side, I read an article this morning that just said housing crisis, and I thought, oh, they're going to talk about. Good morning, Christy. How you doing?
Morning.
They're going to talk about how there's an increased supply of inventory for home sales. Now they start talking about rentals and about how many rentals are sitting vacant right now.
Where?
Across the nation in certain areas. And
it's not here.
It was no, it's not here. And it was a very misleading article that basically said nothing. But the title made me look. I was disappointed.
Okay.
So anyway,
sorry to hear that.
But it's
really
it kind of coincides with the rental thing. They're building more rentals. There are a lot of rentals that are sitting vacant somewhere in the nation.
It's probably the ones who had the hurricane.
Yeah,
they're blown away because
they're not sitting empty. They're wide open.
All right. So, speaking of rentals, Corelogic rental index reported that the blended rents rose 2.4% year over year in August, which is down from 2.8% in the previous report.
Okay.
We continue to see the market rents prices decline, and it appears they're finally starting to be reflection in the inflation reports we receive. Rents are rising at 4.85% year over year in both the consumer price index and the personal consumption expenditures report.
Right.
Based on the 2.4% overstatement because of the lag. So what they're getting at is all the reports that come out are a month ago, 2 months ago numbers. And so basically it's not currently what's going on is all they're saying.
Which I never get. I don't know why it takes them so long to put a report together.
Because that's
what we have these days? These computers.
Well, that's just like the FBI report, right? When Trump was on the thing and he said that crime is on the uptick, and the guy said, according to the FBI, the crime is down, blah, blah, blah. True. That's because Chicago didn't report.
Right.
Los Angeles didn't get back to him. So all these, what they call blue cities,
right,
did not report their crime data to the FBI. So what they should have said is, with what was given to us, except for these large cities who have a lot of crime, so they should not have released saying it was lower. It's a lie.
Yeah.
And now they came out last Friday secretly and said that it's on the uptick. And again, this is all just reports that people don't, they take for granted and use statistics, which we just like we keep saying, because Mark Twain said there's lies, damn lies, and statistics. So don't take these numbers. They just spout them out there. Don't listen to them. Read into them is all I'm getting. And just like the home building index is saying that it's down or whatever. Yeah, it is, but it's still a good time to go buy a new home because they're giving you this money to buy your rate down. Why not do it?
Exactly. But you won't make any money on that premium lot, though. Just
don't go. Don't listen to them. They just find a way to increase the price.
Yeah, well, and it's new.
And then next week we have a little bit of stuff. Monday is U.S. leading economic indicators. Tuesday, Philly Fed President Harker is going to speak. I don't know what he's going to speak about. Wednesday, existing home sales, mortgage applications. Thursday's initial jobless claims, new home sales. And Friday's durable good orders and consumer sentiment, which means how do we really feel about what's going on?
Yeah,
we'll feel much better.
Here's
in
my
3
sentiment.
Weeks, mostly.
Yeah. Well, that'll be some exciting stuff next week.
Ooh, really exciting.
Yeah, Harker. I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
And I know I talked about housing starts, but we didn't get the numbers. September. So the housing starts for September were reported at 1.35 million annualized pace, which is down 7,000 from the month revised report, the report last month.
Okay.
Housing permits, which is a good indicator of future starts, decreased to 1.428 million. This is down 42,000 from the last month's revised figure that was revised down. So that's major stuff going on there, because if you don't have housing starts and you don't have permits, you can't build houses.
Right. The other part happens.
Yeah,
people aren't working.
Well, that's the whole thing about when we say values are going to continue to rise because we don't have the inventory.
Yeah.
And that's because we don't have new stuff. We got to replace new stuff with. I had a call yesterday from the radio show, and the guy's about reverse mortgages, and he was talking about buying the next house with a reverse mortgage. Well, can I hold on to my house to buying the next house with a reverse mortgage? Sure, if you got. No, you can't, because you can't have the money. You can't own another house while you're buying the other house.
Yeah,
you have to concurrently close.
If the other house is free and clear.
Yeah, no. How are you going to get the money for the down?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Do you have the 50 to 55 to 60% to put down in the bank account
to create the reverse mortgage?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And and so
it makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, I get asked all those questions. A reverse mortgage for purchase is a great idea. You can keep all your extra cash and put it away so you have it going forward. And you never have to make another payment. And this guy was 77.
Huh?
Your age?
Young, a youngster.
Just kidding. Well, I'm just saying that. I'm like, and I explained to him, we have to do it like you're going to live to 120. That ain't going to happen.
77, my age.
I'm just
that
kidding.
explains my back.
Yeah. Took you a while.
Hey, do you want to see what's going on in the state?
Sure. I'm totally forgot you had news.
Look at that. I got news. Well, and this kind of coincides with what we were talking about. If you look at the closed sales per day, they've gone down considerably from last week. That were in the mid fives. We're at 486. Listings were up last week in the 700s, but there's only 672 new listings per day across the state of California, this beautiful golden state of California, except for the big cities.
Tarnished.
Pending sales
California
went up a little bit. I think probably by 3 or 4, 549 pending sales. Look at the positivity there. What realtors did in the previous week.
Well, no, that's not positivity. That's just what they did.
I know, but it's all positive numbers. It all rose.
No, I know, but they're like it's.
Oh, no. The one
it's still
lower,
1 and it's still 1 and 4, 1 and 4,
yeah.
and 1 and 4, basically.
Yeah, 1 and 4, 2/3.
The next one is what's negative.
This is continuing to drop because here we are in the
last quarter,
10.5 month
last quarter
of the year, last quarter of the year, and all that positivity is flown out the window because, damn it,
Jim,
sales aren't up, prices are they're up. They probably will continue to go up, and listings will be up. They're not riding along. These numbers are not reflecting what these people thought, and fewer of those people are thinking that. So how about putting that into a basket?
I think next time we'll start with your numbers because it's faster.
Oh,
so people don't have to wait for you.
What do you mean? Wait for me?
I'm just for me to finish. 20. We're 16 minutes into it. We finally get to your news. News.
But you did some good stuff. You reported some good
I'm
things.
just saying. But let's get next time. We'll just do your numbers first, and then we'll go into.
Oh, and then I'll just get up and put the
then
green
you can
screen
leave.
down and just leave. Walk out the back door.
No, I didn't say that.
I did.
It gets it out there first.
Yeah.
Then...
So I mean, around this little city of ours, Modesto, I noticed that activity has increased, and there are more agents walking around. When I see a lot of agents in the hallways, it means people are doing things. When they're not around, when I'm one of the only agents in the office, it means a lot of people are either out there working their butts off or they're not doing anything.
So if they're in the office, they're not doing anything, or they're doing something.
Well, they're just doing the paperwork that needs to go. The paperless paperwork files that we have that have so much paper in them. They're doing that stuff, and most of our transaction coordinators do a lot of that stuff. You don't make a lot of money sitting in the office. You have to be out and about.
I'm shaking my head because I saw a flying.
I know he was over here for a second ago, and I almost got him.
Well, it's just
it's
like one of them just lives forever, even though they're not supposed to live forever.
I don't think it's the same one.
You look the same.
Yeah, they all do.
He's wearing the same.
They all look alike.
He's wearing the same outfit.
The wings, those beady little eyes. He sees a million of you.
Something like that.
You know what they can't see? They can't see white.
Really?
Yeah. So get white fly swatters. Anyway, I just learned that. I was 63 years old when I learned that.
Wow. All right. Well, that's great.
Hey, I think everybody should have a wonderful weekend. Is it going to be windy all weekend?
Probably.
I don't like the wind.
Well, keep your windows closed.
And are they turning the power off up in the mountains?
Suppose they were. I don't know if they still are.
Yeah. Well, have a wonderful weekend, my friends.
All right, everybody, make it a great day. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Yeah, squirrel.
If you need anything, reach out. I'm around this weekend.
I'm around this weekend too. Reach out.
All right. Bye.
Bye.